Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to remote learning. This is the second lesson of fourth week. We are going to revise another chapter from our history section, that is chapter 17, the world travelers. Boys and girls, as the name shows, this is about the travelers who were famous in past, and they are more important now because at that time they opened the routes for promoting the trade, traveling, and the adventure as well. They also brought back the amazing accounts of distant travelings, and the value of such of information that they gave us at that time, that was very important. Their travel was actually the very adventurous, you can say, trip, and it ultimately resulted in the opening up of the business links between various countries, and also they brought an exchange of cultures and knowledge. The figures which we will be discussed over here, they are Marco Polo, Columbus, and uh, and some other like as Vespucci. Uh, the Marco Polo, who went to the China along with his father and his uncle, he traveled over the land along the Silk Route. This opened up the trade between China and Far East countries, and people, they were having adopting some very useful systems of and practices. So they not only traveled there, but they also brought such practices in their own areas. Another voyager who made very important discoveries was the uh, uh, Vespucci. He sailed from Africa to the other countries in the east, and he had to turn back because his men rebelled. Then another very important traveler was Christopher Columbus, who set out seeking the new route between to India, but landed through an island of the east coast of America. He believed that he has reached his destination, and he named these islands as West Indies. The new land which was discovered was named America. Again, this name was given by Italian navigator Vespucci, who made a map of the new continents and named it after himself. Now, if we talk about one by one, Marco Polo, he traveled. His life tenure was starting from 1254 to 1324. His important route was towards the subcontinent, and especially starting from Central Asia to China. He was along with his father and his uncle. The Polos became rich and very important to the Mongol government and Kublai Khan, and they refused to let those people refused to let them back to the Europe. They lived in China for about 20 years. Till in 1292, they finally got the permission to return back to the Italy. The Polos made their way back to the Italy, arriving in 1295. When the trade grew between the Silk Route and to China, the Marco Polo's adventures were very influential for the merchant and traders who were trying to explore this market. The most important of these explorers was the Christopher Columbus, whose object was to find the quick and safe route to the eastern China and its areas around it. As the land route to the east was controlled by the Turkish rulers who taxed the merchants, so Europeans were desperate to find such way which was without paying of tax. So most of the people used to believe that the earth was flat at that time. Our Portuguese explorer Bartolomeu Dias, who was determined to find a route and sailed outwards for the coast of Africa, he crossed the equator and sailed away for the weeks, keeping close to the shore. Then the crew found that the sun was rising in the right side of the ship, whereas the earlier it has been rising on the left. So they had now discovered, after this time, they had discovered that they are what they are considering is not right. What happened to, of course, was that the Diaz and his men had to sail right round the southern tip or Cape of Africa and were now sailing towards the northwards. Diaz's men then rebelled, and he was forced to return back to the Portugal. We are now going to talk about Christopher Columbus, who was an Italian who was working in Portugal. He worked on the drawing of maps, and he was very much fond of traveling. He became more convinced that he had to travel through the globe after his friends and his colleagues promoted him. The King of Portugal refused to help him, but the King and the Queen of Spain agreed to give him some boat through which he can sail. He could be able to sail. Columbus and his 90 men, they were the people who were letting out, and he persuaded to go towards the eastward for a few days. Columbus was so sure that he would reach India, and when he reached to the American states, he even called them as India, and he called India these islands, which were even in America at that time, as West Indies, and name they even keep them today. Columbus was rewarded and made a nobleman in 1943. He planned a bigger and better voyage with 17 ships and 1,500 men, and he visited we know as the Antigua and Jamaica before returning to Spain with a large group of islands as slaves. These the Queen of Spain released at once as they went back to Columbus' third voyage. This is the time when he actually saw the mainlands of South America, but he believed that it was just another island near the coast of India. Columbus' success led to the conspiracies against him, and he was arrested and sent back to Spain in chains in 1500. But the monarch ordered the Columbus and his brother to be released and their goods to be returned to them. Later, he was also given to share his wealth he had brought to the Spanish kingdoms. The name America was given by the Italian explorer Amerigo Vespucci, who had worked as navigator in 1499. Now we will talk about another navigator and explorer, Vasco da Gama. He was Portuguese, and he tried to find the sea route to the east. Like Diaz, he followed the coast of Africa until he reached the present day's Mozambique, and then went on the northward towards the Kenya. Here he found that the Arab sailors who agreed to guide him towards India. They reached what is known as the Malabar coast, providing the people could get to India and Far East without any ongoing through the Turkish lands. Vasco da Gama died in 1524 in India during the later voyages as the envoy of the Portuguese king. The two important changes that came from the discovery of sea route to the east was, first one, the kind of the goods they were traded when the people were usually everything had to be carried on the backs of the camels or mules. It was usual to take only the lighter and high volume items. That what to do was the big question for those sailors and shipmen who wanted to trade. So this change was actually very much important for the Europeans itself, as the center of the trade was moved from the northern Italy to the Atlantic coast of Spain, Portugal, England, and France. Now let's revise the questions which are related with these chapters. Our first question is, why was the main trading center moved to the Atlantic coast of America? Atlantic coast. So the answer of this is that because it was a new route which brought together the countries, so that's why the main trading route was moved towards the Atlantic coast. Next question is, can you think why Vespucci realized that what has seen was a completely new continent? Having reached the American continent, Vespucci may have realized that the land was not India or China because the people and their lifestyle both were totally different. Moreover, the flora and fauna were different. Number 3 was, how did the travels and discoveries of Marco Polo, Columbus, and Vasco da Gama affect the Europeans? They introduced new products to Europe. They also supplied the fabrics and fragile items to Europe from Asia, and that's why these items were highly demanded. So this travel and discoveries of Marco Polo and Columbus and Vasco da Gama, they were very much favorable for Europeans, and they really liked those items. Now our fourth question is, find out more about Columbus, his lifestyle as voyage, and make a timeline with illustrations. This would be done in the worksheet. So let's start with the worksheet. Here is the worksheet for you. Here is the Marco Polo, Vasco da Gama, and Christopher. We will compare all these three one by one. First of all, lifespan. Their lifespan is from 1254 to 1324, and Vasco da Gama was lifespan was 1469 to 1524, and Christopher Columbus was from 1451 to 1506. So he lived for 70 years. Vasco da Gama lived for 95 years, and Christopher Columbus lived for 55 years. Who was he? Marco Polo was Italian merchant. Vasco da Gama was sailor, viceroy of India, and admiral of Sea of India. Now, Christopher Columbus was explorer and navigator. Birthplace: Marco Polo was born in Venice, Italy. Vasco da Gama was born in Portugal, and Christopher Columbus was born in Republic of Goa. Qualification: Marco Polo was well qualified. Vasco da Gama, his qualification is not yet confirmed. Then Christopher Columbus, he knew reading and writing. Funds of voyage: he was rich. Marco Polo was rich, but Kublai Khan also supported him. Vasco da Gama, he was supported by the Prince Henry and the King Manuel I of the Portugal. Then Christopher Columbus, he was supported by the Catholic monarch of Spain, and Henry VII of England. Now the places he visited about Marco Polo: he visited Central Asia, China, Tibet, and India. Vasco da Gama, he discovered Dayas, Africa to India. And Christopher Columbus, he discovered America, Greece, England, Ireland, and he continued his journey to the Iceland, West Indies, Africa, and Spain. Then discoveries. About the discoveries, the history and geography is full of the discoveries of Marco Polo. And Vasco da Gama, he discovered the spices, gold from the Asian market and introduced them to the Portugal. Then about Christopher Columbus, he discovered tobacco and horses and introduced them to the England, Ireland, and Spanish countries. So that is all for the worksheet. This is the second and the last lesson of this fourth week. So boys and girls, fill the worksheets which is listed below, given below, and submit it timely in the Google Classroom. Thank you very much. See you soon. Allah Hafiz.